Have you ever stopped to think about why some women over 50 seem to have stepped out of a fashion magazine, while others end up looking older than they really are just because of the way they dress? You know that feeling of looking in the mirror and no longer recognizing your own style? Today, I'm going to show you the 7 golden rules of old money style that will completely transform your wardrobe after 50. And when we get to rule number 5, I guarantee you'll have that moment of, why didn't I think of this before? Get ready to discover how elegant and sophisticated women manage to look rich and refined without needing to break the budget. Shall we? Rule number 1, prefer classic and discreet patterns. Let's start from the beginning. And you know what's one of the biggest mistakes I see out there? Mature women wearing exaggerated patterns that, instead of enhancing, end up drawing attention for the wrong reasons. Those overly large and colorful prints can create a heavy and even aging look. Have you noticed how some patterns seem dated, as if they're screaming, "I bought this 15 years ago"? The solution? Prefer classic and discreet patterns like thin stripes, small florals, subtle polka dots, or classic plaid. These patterns cross decades without going out of style and convey that timeless elegance of the old money style. A practical tip: when choosing a patterned piece, keep the other parts of your look more neutral. A silk scarf with a classic pattern tied around your neck or on your bag already brings that touch of sophistication without excess. And look, if you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my videos about fashion for sophisticated women like us. Now let's move on to the second rule, which makes all the difference in your look. Rule number 2, have a good blazer in a neutral tone. You know that piece that saves any look and makes it seem like you put a lot of thought into what to wear? I'm talking about a neutral-toned blazer. The problem is that many of us think blazers are only for work environments or formal occasions. Big mistake. A good blazer can transform even basic jeans with a t-shirt into an elegant look full of personality. Ideally, invest in a quality blazer in shades of beige, navy, gray, or black. The cut should be slightly fitted, but not too tight. After all, comfort is also elegance. A tip that few people know: always check how the blazer looks when you move, not just standing in front of the mirror. Elegance is also in movement, and look for models with natural fabrics like wool, cotton, or linen that drape better on the body. And you know what goes perfectly with a good blazer? Our next item, which will teach you a simple trick to enhance your silhouette. Rule number 3, use thin belts to define your waist. I'll confess something. For years, I avoided wearing belts thinking they only drew attention to my waist that was no longer as defined as it was at 30. Big mistake. The problem isn't wearing a belt, but wearing the wrong belt. Those wide belts with huge buckles really can create a visual effect that doesn't flatter our curves after 50. The solution is simple and elegant. Opt for thin belts, 1.5 to 2.5 centimeters wide, in colors that match your shoes or bag. A thin belt in quality leather, positioned at the narrowest part of your waist, usually slightly above the navel, creates a much more harmonious silhouette. Practical tip: try wearing the thin belt over a cardigan or even a loose dress. You'll be surprised at how this simple addition can completely transform the look. And tell me in the comments, do you usually wear belts in your looks or avoid them? I'd love to know your experience and exchange ideas about this. Now let's talk about something that is the true backbone of the old money style. Rule number 4, use a neutral color palette. Have you noticed how some women always seem elegant no matter the occasion? The secret often lies in the color palette. One of the most common mistakes I see is when we try to follow all the colorful trends each season. This not only makes the wardrobe chaotic, but also creates that feeling of, I have nothing to wear, even with a full closet. In the old money style, less is more when it comes to colors. A base of clothes in neutral tones like beige, white, black, navy, gray, and olive green creates timeless elegance and allows for endless combinations. This doesn't mean you can't use more vibrant colors. The trick is to use them in accessories or in a single piece of the look, always harmonizing with your neutrals. A tip that changed my wardrobe: try choosing only 2 main neutral colors and 1 accent color for each season. You'll see how much easier it becomes to dress well every day. If you're finding these tips useful, don't forget to leave your like on the video. This way you motivate me to bring more content like this and help this video reach more amazing women like you. And now let's talk about a detail that separates women with style from the rest. Rule number 5, use classic and minimalist accessories. Who hasn't bought that incredible eye-catching accessory and after wearing it twice realized it already seemed dated or matched very few clothes? The mistake is confusing volume with elegance. Those enormous earrings, exaggerated necklaces, and bracelets that make noise when we move our arms might attract attention, but not necessarily in the way we want. In the old money style, accessories follow the philosophy of less is more. A pair of pearl earrings, a fine gold chain with a discreet pendant, a classic watch, or a simple bracelet are already enough to elevate any look. The golden tip: invest in a few good quality accessories instead of many of dubious quality. Gold-plated earrings that don't oxidize or a sterling silver necklace will last for years and match practically everything. And you, do you prefer more eye-catching or more discreet accessories? Tell me in the comments. Your experience can help other women who are watching this video. Now comes the part I like most and that I promised would surprise you. Rule number 6, value classic tailoring. Do you know what's the true secret of women who seem to have stepped out of a period film with that natural elegance that seems almost hereditary? The answer lies in tailoring. The big problem is that with fast fashion, we've become accustomed to clothes that fit more or less. That pant's a little loose at the waist, the blazer with slightly too long sleeves, and then we think, it'll do. But the revolutionary truth is that small adjustments can transform a common piece into one that seems to have been made just for you. And no, you don't need to spend a fortune on designer clothes. The secret is to find a good seamstress in your city. With just a few dollars, you can adjust those pants to fit perfectly, shorten the sleeves of that blazer to the right length, or take in the waist of that dress. A tip that few people know: even department store clothes can look designer when well adjusted to your body. Focus mainly on adjusting the shoulder area, waist, and length of pieces. Amazing how something so simple can make such a difference, isn't it? And to complete our old money look, we can't forget the item that literally supports the entire look. Rule number 7, choose classic and quality shoes. Let's be honest, after 50, our feet thank us when we set aside those 12-centimeter stilettos, don't they? But this doesn't mean giving up elegance. A common mistake is believing that comfort and style are opposites. We end up buying those plain shoes just because they're comfortable or suffering in beautiful shoes that hurt. The good news is that the old money style values exactly those classic shoes that combine comfort and elegance. Leather loafers, structured flats, medium heel pumps, 5 to 7 centimeters, quality ankle boots, and minimalist sandals. The tip that makes all the difference: invest in a few pairs of good quality shoes in neutral colors like black, brown, and beige. Prefer leather or good synthetic materials that mold to your feet and last for years. And a practical guideline: before leaving the house with new shoes, wear them for a few hours at home with thick socks so they adjust better to your foot. And so we come to the end of our 7 golden rules of old money style for women over 50. Did you notice how these tips are simple yet powerful? It's not about spending a lot of money, but about making smart choices that convey that timeless elegance that never goes out of style. The most incredible thing is that when we adopt this style, we not only look more sophisticated, but we also end up saving in the long run, since classic pieces never go out of fashion and last much longer. And if you like these tips, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive notifications of upcoming videos. Next week, I'll show you how to put together a complete capsule wardrobe with just 15 pieces. Until the next video, and remember, elegance has no age, it has attitude.